Hey everyone, I'm Kendall Phillips and welcome to my world. I am 21 years old. I grew up in a small town called Zionsville, Indiana, and I've always been singing for as long as I can remember. I would do shows on the front porch, sing at churches, sing at any talent show I could enter myself in. I would be there and I would sing, and it's gotten me to where I am today, and it's not an easy road. Definitely not an easy road, but it's worth it. How would I describe my sound? I would say that I'm a mix of Dolly Parton, Keith Urban, and some 70s rock. I love all that music, and my music is kind of like an eclectic mix of that. And I think it sets me apart. I think it's special. I think I'm lucky because I know who I am. It may have taken me a few years. When I was 16, I was still searching. I was just fresh off American Idol. I had all these different inputs and I didn't really know who I was as an artist. And I kind of evolved into what it is that I am today, and I'm happy because I'm still young and I know who I am and have people who support me for that. Any of the fan support means a lot to me, and I don't think that they realize how much that means to me. Not only could I not do what I do without them, but I enjoy getting to know every single person out there that wants to support me in my music, and it's the least I can do. If they buy a CD and they take the time to listen to your music, it just feels like I should be giving them so much more. And I've said it 1,000 times, and I still stand by my word that I have the best fans in the world. Country music has the most supportive, genuine, loving fans of any music genre out there, and I think I have some of the best out there. Looking back on the shows, that I only had 5 people in the audience, and now for my last show that I had just such a turnout and such support. I was there signing autographs for 6 hours, and I didn't mind. I wish I could meet every single one of them. I wrote all the songs on my most recent demo. I was really proud of it. It was kind of my baby. My songwriting has evolved from when I first started picking up the guitar to now, and I was really proud of my songs that I wrote. Crazy For You was just a crush on Criminal Minds, Matthew Gray Gubler, and then it developed into something really special. And then Not Me it's a near and dear song in my heart, because who hasn't had heartbreak like that? And it's not your typical heartbreak song. It's about really loving someone enough to want to see them happy with somebody else, even if you're not the one that makes them happy, even if it causes you pain. And I think we've all been there, where you want something so bad, but in the same time you're thinking, but they're happy. And I'm pretty fortunate to know who I am, and I've gotten to have a pretty good say as to where that leads me in my music, as far as in the studio and the writing process. I've been writing my own songs for a long time now, and it's really shown growth, I guess, because if you listen back to when I first cut my first album when I was 16, and it was more of a gospel sound, and now in the studio it's a completely different process.
I'm laying in bed trying to get my head, I try to rid my thoughts of you, but I just keep thinking about the night we had, and there's one thing I wanna do. So I get on up, I put my boots back on and run my fingers through my
always felt like I was at home in the studio, but I didn't know how to use everything and what my potential was, whereas now when I go into the studio, I have a lot more input. I know what it is that I want to come out of the project that I'm working on. I got the chance to work with some really amazing people at Studio 515 in Nashville for this last demo that I did, and I've never been so proud. They're all songs that I wrote, they're all songs that I helped produce, and I sang on them, and I'm really happy with what came out. It can only get better. The more you learn, the more experiences you have, the better your music becomes. And I'm fortunate enough to have a lot of good experiences and learn from them. You know, not only do I get to work with some of the great producers and engineers out there, but I get to learn from them as well. Singing at the Ryman Auditorium was a life-changing experience, and it's something that I will never in my life forget.
There's gotta be something more, gotta be more than this. I need a little less hard time, I need a little more bliss. I'm gonna take my chances, taking a chance I might find what I'm looking for.
During soundcheck, I was in tears because so many of my heroes had performed on that stage before me, and then I got the chance to do so, and it was amazing. It really was.
To make you feel my love, when evening shadows and the stars appear, and there's no one to dry your tears.
To work with Charlie McCoy, and you know, he was just inducted in the Country Music Hall of Fame, and I thought, how lucky am I to get to work with someone as great as he? And it was amazing. And of course I got to meet Leanne Rimes, which wasn't too bad either. No, it was so much fun, really. It was a lot of fun, and I hope to go back soon. That would be amazing. I loved it. I loved it. You can't beat it. I'm making strides, you know? They may be little, but they're still strides, and that's okay with me as long as I'm going somewhere. You know, I like it. I like that I can do what I do, and you know, I persevere. I'm not one to just, when someone says no, walk away. It's like, okay, if this door's closed, how can I pound it down? No, well, kinda. No, I'm confident in my music and in my ability to write and to relate to people, and I just hope that you know, the more people I meet, the more people that listen to my music, the more experience I get, and I hope to be doing this for a long time.